this is Dave Bensman with Bensman Home Computer Repair, and today I'd like to talk about how to buy a monitor. There are a few criteria you need to take into account when you make your monitor purchase. One of them is what type of connectors does your computer have on the back of it, and what type of connector or connectors does your new monitor have on the back of it. So what you're going to do is you're going to look on the back of your computer and you're going to see a connector that will fit this. This is a SVGA connector, and it's got 15 pins, and it's got kind of a trapezoidal shape, and both ends of this cable are going to look like this. So the connector on the back of your computer is going to look like a version of this right here, and the connector on the back of your monitor is going to look like that. Now this is an older connector. Some monitors will not have this connector on the back. So if your computer is older and it only has an SVGA port on the back of it, you may need an adapter to plug a new monitor into that. The other option is a slightly newer option. This is a DVI connector. That's a DVI port, and again, both ends of this cable are going to look like this. It's kind of, again, got a trapezoidal thing, 9 pins, and a little kind of horizontal pin there, and that's going to fit into this, I don't know if you can see it, this white pin right here, this white port, and this port will look the same on the back of the monitor as it does on the back of the computer. And this is kind of an older version. If you don't have that, once again, you're going to need some sort of an adapter to get a newer monitor to work on an older computer if that's the only port it has. And then the other thing, this is the newer style of port right here. This is an HDMI port. This can carry both audio and video, and it looks like this. And basically, you'll have a port like this on the back of your monitor and a port like this on the back of your computer, and that's what you're going to get. Now if you have a fairly new machine, anything say 3-4 years old or newer, it's probably going to have an HDMI port. Now it may have a separate video card with a port like this, or it may have a port coming from the motherboard, but either way, then you're going to want to get an HDMI port if that's the port on the back of your computer, because any new monitor you have will have an HDMI port on the back of it. Once you determine what the type of port you need is, then you're going to want to figure out what kind of, what size monitor that you have. And the way you measure your monitor is from the inside corner, that's the inside of the bezel, to the inside of this bezel. You don't measure the bezel. You go diagonal from the inside of the bezel to the inside of the bezel. That just measures the screen. And then you just want to make sure that you've got something that's not so big that you have to constantly be turning your head, but also something that is big enough to handle what you're going to do with the monitor. Some monitors, in addition, have speakers in them and some don't. And some have USB ports and some don't. This has speakers in it, and there are a couple of speaker ports right here, and but it does not have USB ports on it. So some monitors, if they have a USB port on it, they will double as a USB hub, so you can get a few extra ports there. If you're moving from a monitor that has sound on it, and you're getting a new monitor, you may want to make sure whether or not it has sound or not, because if it doesn't, then you'll have to make an extra purchase. You'll have to get some speakers, which is generally what I recommend doing. Now the way you'll know this is if you follow your sound cable from your computer to your monitor. The sound cable is a green cable, and it's got like a green plug on the end, and if you see a green plug going to the back of your monitor, that's probably how you're getting your sound. And so you want to, at the same time you get your new monitor, get a pair of speakers. The other thing is brand. The brand of the monitor, Generally, this is a cast off. It's a Dell. It's been okay. I generally like to go with Korean stuff, LG or Samsung. I find they have pretty good dependability. But really, anything you get these days is going to be pretty cheap on the low end, and if it lasts for 2 or 3 years, then you know, you're in pretty good shape. Monitors don't last as long as they used to because they moved away from cathode ray tube monitors, which lasted forever, like the old television sets, to flat panel displays, which are very error prone. I hope everybody found this video to be helpful, and if so, please like and share it. And if anybody is in the Memphis, Cordova, Germantown, Collierville, Bartlett, or Midtown area and you need in-home computer repair, please feel free to call me, Dave Bensman, at 901-830-4362. And as always, stay safe.